What's up, YouTube? Back with another product review. This one's going to be a little bit shorter. We've got kind of a basic item here. Why am I doing a review on a tackle tray? Well, because this is a really freaking good tackle tray. I was pretty impressed with it, so I figured I'd do a little review. I love Kastking products, first of all, but this one, I mean, it's a basic item, but they really knocked it out of the park with that. It's got some really premium features on here that I'd really like to go over. So, this is the Kastking Hyperseal waterproof tackle box. I got this in the 3600 size, and the reason I have two of them, it actually comes in a 2-pack. The 2-pack is currently $28.79 on YouTube. Pretty much the same you'd be paying for something comparable from one of the big name brands. Let me bring this in here. This is the Bass Mafia 3700 size, so a little bit bigger. It's their bait coffin. This has been my terminal tackle box for quite some years, and it's actually starting to rain out here. Holy cow. That's good. Well, I'm gonna just fight through it. But this was my terminal tackle tray for several years. I had to look up my order. I got this from Tackle Warehouse for $30 for one back in 2019. And the main reason I bought it is because you got a whole lot of options for setting up your dividers, and that is one of the things I really love about this Kastking tackle tray. 3600, so it's a little bit smaller size, but you got a whole lot of options for your tackle. If you get the 2-pack, you're going to have a whole lot more dividers to play with, especially if you're going to keep larger baits in one of them. But you can have up to 12 different dividers in one row, so 12, 24, 36 total, minus one if you decide to keep the silica gel packet in there. It actually comes with this little well thought out silica gel packet, and it's got a little silica gel packet in there like you find in a thing of beef jerky. I'm sure you can replace that. It's just looks like it clicks closed. I'm not going to mess with that for now, but you can definitely replace that. One of the cool things about this also is the dividers are actually wide enough to ride on. I can never remember, you know, I'm not going to be able to tell visually between a 3/8 ounce and a 1/2 ounce, or a 3/0 and 4/0. So this is big enough to ride on with a Sharpie. You know, you got to write pretty small and you got to have a good fine tip Sharpie, but you can still write on there. That way you can remember if you're like me and can't remember that kind of stuff. Again, like I said, this Bass Mafia tackle tray 3700 size was $30 in 2019. I think it's about $35 right now. They have the Guggen Squad version, which is in bright green. I think that was like $40 now or something like that. 3600 size is about the same, you know, price. But still, for less than 30 bucks, you're gonna get two of these Kastking tackle trays in 3600 size. Both of them are going to come with this little silica gel pack. I mean, this is going to hold all kinds of terminal tackle for you. You know, if you got a lot of little drop shot weights, bullet weights, whatever you got plenty of room for it. I'm going to be working on setting these up. But the other nice thing about this is the compartments are rounded. So even though, you know, my dexterity isn't what it used to be, since these are rounded, I can easily reach in there and still get even this little tiny, I think that's a 3/16 ounce bullet weight, or I can still easily get out these little nail weights here. So the rounded compartments are a very nice touch. Each one is rounded, so you don't have to worry about it. You can just get in there, scoop it up. Just if you're dealing with a weight or a hook, don't poke yourself. So one constant issue I have with tackle trays is sometimes I like to throw really small hooks. If I'm fishing for bluegill or crappie or something like that, I'm going to want a smaller hook. These are the 3 smallest hooks that I can currently find. So we're going to do a little experiment with them right here. If you're used to dealing with the normal tackle trays, things tend to migrate. So especially if you're carrying it upright in your bag, you know, they're gonna migrate. Now with this one, it's actually not that bad. There's a little bit of a gap, so they can kind of get stuck in there, you see. Maybe. Yeah, that one's really stuck in there. That one's kind of jammed in there. But the hook guy's not gonna get past it. So I think your hooks are gonna stay in there unless you're really using some really little teeny tiny guys. They're still gonna stay in there, no problem. One thing I will say that I noticed while I was messing around with this thing, it's starting to rain even harder out here. The things I do for you guys. One thing I did notice is if you have your little silica gel packet in there in the farthest compartment to the side, and you try to close this thing and you're at the wrong angle, now of course it's not going to do it now. It's going to make me a liar. If that's a little bit off, it's not going to close all the way. You're going to have a little gap there, and you're going to try to figure out why the hell it's going on. See if I can get that. There you go. A little natural replication for you there. So what you might want to do, what I did in this one, is I just took an extra little divider, kick that off to the side a little bit, trap that in there, and now that's not going to block you at all. So you don't have to worry about closing it if you just move it one slot over to the side. Speaking of these dividers, kind of nice. You've got actual perforations in there, which is something I'm starting to see on the higher end tackle trays. You're not going to see it on your basic planos, but on the higher end planos, you're going to start to see these perforations. That's going to kind of work in conjunction with your silica gel to keep all your tackle dry and rust free. So I mean, I don't really know how much more I can say about a tackle tray. I will say that I like them. I'm going to start migrating my gear over to these as we go. I actually just got these in. These are the first tackle in here. This is the USA Bass Underspin. This is a 1/2 ounce 4/0 version. And then I've also got the 3/8 ounce 3/0. This is what I was throwing the other day, and I was absolutely killing spotted bay bass on these. So I actually stocked up on these in a few different sizes and weights. And again, the only reason I remember what size and weight these are is because I was able to write on the tackle tray dividers. So pretty well thought out little tackle tray. And of course, I mentioned it's waterproof, and you got this little waterproof gasket here. And that's, you know, it's not going to let any water in. Oh, one other thing, it did come with these little labels that you can write on with a little Sharpie or whatever you got. Attach them right on there just to keep track of what you got going on in that tackle tray. That way if you're storing them vertically in a kayak crate or in your boat or wherever, you can automatically see like, oh, okay, this is going to be my jig heads and my underspins, or that one's going to be my walking baits and my jerk baits. Don't know if I'm going to use them. You know, I normally only carry about 2 or 3 tackle trays tops, so I don't really know if I need that. But anyway, this has been another review on TG Outdoorsman, and hopefully this weekend we'll be touching grass again, and we'll get out there with some nice fishing footage for you. But I got nothing else for you beautiful people, so this is TG Outdoorsman signing off. Catch you next time.